Welcome to What's Good Wednesday on Radio Chesapeake, where we share all the great work happening in our Midshore nonprofit community. I'm Jamie Dingler, glad to be back after being under the weather last week. Before I get started, I want to take a moment and thank Amanda Tillman for lending her voice so that you could still get your dose of good news. Now let's dive in. We've got tons of information for you this week. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and across the Midshore, For All Seasons is offering programming centered around the theme, Strong Communities Begin with Connection. It's a reminder that even as spring brings celebrations, graduations, and the rush of warm weather activity, not everyone feels lighter this time of year. Sometimes the most meaningful thing we can do is simply check in on one another. Real human connection can make all the difference. For All Seasons is leaning into that message through its Center for Learning, which is rolling out resources for individuals, families, businesses, and nonprofits. Their focus this month is on strengthening mental health across the community and encouraging all of us to share resources, look out for one another, and make space for honest conversations. A major part of their work this May centers on youth mental health. The Center for Learning is highlighting something we know intuitively but don't always talk about. Young people are shaped by both adversity and positive experiences. Trauma can influence how kids think, feel, and behave, but consistent relationships and positive interactions can build resilience and change the trajectory of a child's life. Research continues to show that while traumatic experiences do happen, caring adults who show up consistently can help young people feel grounded and connected. That sense of belonging is powerful, it's protective, and it's something every adult in a child's life can help cultivate. For All Seasons recently partnered with Talbot Mentors to support caregivers, parents, grandparents, and mentors by giving them tools to better understand and respond to children's mental health needs. They also hosted a free lunch and learn last week entitled Thriving Kids, Changing the Story of Trauma Through Positive Childhood Experiences, and they've launched a new online course by the same name. Normally priced at $249, it's being offered for free throughout the month of May. This course is designed for anyone who works closely with youth, mentors, coaches, educators, parents, and caregivers. This approach is already being put into practice through the partnership with Talbot Mentors, where participants gather around shared challenges and practical solutions. Topics include adversity, positive childhood experiences, youth and adolescent mental health, self-care, and ways to help young people build meaningful connections. The sessions create space for honest conversation and equip adults with tools they can use every day. And of course, it wouldn't be Mental Health Awareness Month without the annual Spread Joy Confetti activity, which kicked off at the country school in Easton. Before the confetti toss, President and CEO Beth Ann Dorman spoke with students about mental health, connection, and caring for ourselves and others. Students received simple, meaningful activities they can practice daily to support their well-being. The confetti toss itself created a joyful moment that sparked conversations about kindness, connection, and the importance of taking care of our mental health. Throughout May, For All Seasons will continue bringing the Spread Joy Confetti activity to schools, community organizations, and businesses across the Midshore. Another major training this month brought more than 150 people together for Evaluating Suicide Risk in Youth, led by Robert Schmidt. This training was hosted by the Midshore Suicide Coalition in partnership with Midshore Behavioral Health, Channel Marker, and other community organizations, and focused on improving how school and mental health practitioners assess and respond to youth suicide risk. Attendees learned about suicide trends, the continuum of risk across ages, and the importance of practitioner preparedness. The goal is to strengthen prevention, assessment, and intervention skills, ultimately guiding youth and families toward recovery and a commitment to life. And speaking of Channel Marker, they recently celebrated Children's Mental Health Awareness Day on May 7th. Staff wore green to raise awareness and uplift the importance of supporting youth mental health. Their message was simple and powerful. Every child deserves to feel safe, supported, and understood. When we support their minds, we empower their futures. Before we head to break, a quick reminder. If you or someone you know is in crisis, help is available 24/7. Call or text 988, chat at 988lifeline.org, or call the Eastern Shore Crisis Response Hotline at 888-407-8018. Remember, you are never alone. Learn more about For All Seasons at forallseasonsinc.org and about Channel Marker at channelmarker.org. And with that, let's take a quick break, but stick around. When we return, we'll be talking about successful fundraisers, honoring heroes, and lots of activities coming up this holiday weekend. We'll be right back. Welcome back to What's Good Wednesday. Now that we've explored the incredible mental health work happening across the Midshore this month, let's turn to some of the celebrations, successes, and upcoming events bringing our community together. First, a big congratulations to Talbot Humane, which hosted its first ever bingo event on May 3rd. The event raised over $12,000 to support their mission of serving animals and their owners with compassion and care. They're already planning for next year, so go ahead and mark your calendars for May 2nd, 2027. Find more information about Talbot Humane and additional ways to support their work at talbothumane.org. Another successful event this month was the inaugural Critchlow Atkins Couture Luncheon and Fashion Show at Scosa Italian Restaurant. 135 guests enjoyed a fabulous afternoon of delicious food, a fashion show curated by Mark Randall, and most importantly, community. Christy Morell, Executive Director of Critchlow Atkins Children's Centers, spoke about the organization's mission to provide high-quality, educationally based, financially accessible childcare in a safe and enriching environment. The event was a beautiful celebration of their work and the families they serve. Find more information about Critchlow Atkins at cacckids.org. Over at Atkins Arboretum, a new exhibition is now open called Giant Willow Oak 1 Year Orbit, featuring the work of photographer Amanda Sauer. The exhibit is a quiet, powerful meditation on time, observation, and ecological change, centered around a single willow oak tree in Washington, D.C. Sauer photographed the tree over 5 years, often returning without taking a single image if the conditions weren't right. The result is a stunning grid of 48 gelatin silver prints that circle the tree through the seasons. A public reception will be held on Saturday, June 6th from 2 to 4 p.m. There's always something wonderful happening at the Arboretum, so find out more about what's going on at atkinsarboretum.org. Now, as we head into Memorial Day weekend, there's plenty happening across the Midshore. The Rotary Club of Easton's Flags for Heroes display will once again fill the town with hundreds of American flags at the Talbot County Community Center, Idlewild Park, and the Black & Decker Field. Since 2012, this fundraiser has raised more than $400,000 for organizations serving heroes in our community. It's a moving tribute and a powerful reminder of what Memorial Day is truly about. Learn more at flagsforheroes.org. If you're looking for live music, Rock Hall's Porch Fest returns this Sunday from noon to 5. 5 porch stages along Main Street will host consecutive performances from country to accordion favorites to folk and familiar tunes. It's free, walkable, and full of small-town charm. Bring comfortable shoes, maybe a lawn chair, and get ready for some good music. And at the Avalon Theater, the weekend is packed. On Friday the 22nd, Danger Bird brings a tribute to Neil Young. On Saturday the 23rd, comedian Greg Stone takes the Stoltz Room stage. And make time to attend Behind the Lines, a 9/11 story, created by Dominic Farinacci and James Poling. This immersive performance blends storytelling, music, and lived experience to explore the lasting impact of 9/11 and the war that followed. It debuts at the Avalon on May 23rd and 24th before heading out on a national tour. This event is hosted by For All Seasons and the Dock Street Foundation, and it benefits Modern Warrior Live and For All Seasons. And with that, we've come to the end of this week's tour of nonprofit news. If your local nonprofit organization has something to celebrate, please send it my way at Wednesday@BeWhat'sGood.com to be featured on an upcoming segment here on Radio Chesapeake. Now go out, get involved, and I'll meet you back here next week for more of What's Good here on the Midshore.